Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
Dog meat has finally been banned in South Korea. The upsetting centuries-old tradition was brought to an end with the passing of a bill in January that banned the breeding or slaughter of dogs in dog farms and the distribution of dog meat. It finally went into effect on August 7. The industry had previously seen hundreds of thousands of dogs reared and slaughtered in South Korea each year. But over the past few years, dog meat has been falling out of favor at a rapid pace as dog ownership skyrocketed, UPI reports. Efforts to shut down the dog meat industry then picked up momentum last year as both major political parties in South Korea introduced bills to end the practice, supported by high-profile figures, including First Lady Kim Ki-hee. The South Korean government is now focusing on compensating the 5,600 businesses in the dog meat industry, including 1,500 farms and 2,200 restaurants and shops, that are on the verge of shutdown. The government will make up for the cost of equipment loss and renovation costs, as well as monetary packages for meat distributors or restaurant owners before the ban fully goes into effect in February 2027. Dog farmers will also be reimbursed for demolition costs and receive extra monetary compensation, whose amounts will be determined by the government at a later date, according to the Straits Times. Those in the dog farming industry looking to transition their businesses may also seek state funding to renovate their business facilities, as well as state-sponsored services such as consulting and training. When the law is fully implemented in February 2027, anyone who butchers a dog for meat will face up to 3 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $23,000. Anyone who raises a dog for meat or sells dog meat could also be punished with up to 2 years in jail or a $15,000 fine. The message is clear for those relative few who still eat dog meat, that the end of South Korea's dog meat era is in sight, said Sang-kyung Lee, Humane Society International/Korea's dog meat campaign manager. But still, some dog meat farmers are fighting back. In March, the Korean Association of Edible Dogs, which represents farmers of some 1.5 million dogs, filed a constitutional complaint against the government, claiming the move breaches the freedom to choose an occupation and the freedom of food choices. The group in July also requested that the Board of Audit and Inspection look into alleged abuse of power to imperil dog farmers' livelihood. In the meantime, black goat meat is experiencing a price hike in South Korea as a perceived alternative for dog eaters. But Melanie Ferguson, a travel blogger from Vancouver, said she tried a venerable dog stew called bosantang while it was still available. "It's probably the most controversial thing I've done," she wrote in January, after the bill was first passed. "When I lived in South Korea, my old friends would often chide me with an Asian stereotype. 'Have you eaten cat yet?' they would ask. 'No, come on,' I would reply. 'They don't eat cat here, Koreans eat dog.' And so I did too." She said she chose bosantang because it is revered as a source of vitality during harsh winters or on the hottest summer days. "That's the meal I ate in Seoul. Just once by myself, as I couldn't convince anyone to join me. When it arrived at my table, I have to admit it looked good. After it cooled, I used my metal chopsticks to take my first bite." Ferguson described the taste as like beef, but with a dog smell to it. It tasted good, too. Like beef, the meat was tender and stringy. I could smell dog, but it wasn't strong, with the sense of the other stew ingredients wafting to my nose. "What's the big deal?" I wondered, she said. "I ate until I was full."